Are you flipping the rage bait on me?
What is that existence? Responding to chuds. I love doing it. Let's go with the dog against the dogs. Alabama.
When I had a choice to pick a co-host.
I know.
Oh, you're betting on the game. Why would you be doing that? Because it's fun. Welcome back to Geek'd Up Bets. I'm Joe DeLeone, and with me is my good friend Sean Anderson. We are here to dish out our NFL picks, the divisional round of the playoffs. We're also going to give out our college football national championship picks for Miami versus Indiana. Reminder to everybody, go and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you're watching the rewatch, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment. What are your favorite bets for the weekend? What are your favorite picks? Maybe your thoughts on the coaching carousel. I know that I'm awfully excited by putting this dummy in a locker by my New York Giants getting the candidate that the Falcons wanted. Oh, you didn't even get a meeting. The Falcons didn't even get a meeting, Sean. How does that feel? How does that feel? What?
We inquired.
You wanted Harbaugh.
Yeah.
The Falcons wanted Harbaugh. Don't act like they didn't want Harbaugh. Don't try to play that off. Who was your number one choice? Who did you want?
I mean, Tomlin, if Tomlin's available, and then probably then I'd probably go like Brian Daboll.
Don't play. Now Daboll's on the radar.
Yeah,
you actually
Daboll's
want
definitely
Daboll?
on the radar.
You actually want Daboll, or are you just trying to anger me?
I also would have taken Jim Harbaugh over John. Cooler. John's kind of lame. John's a little old, less fun. So I'm sure that'll click with all your young, fun cats that you got in New York. Hey, you know what? Screw you. Enjoy 6 wins, by the way.
When has he ever produced 6 wins? When has he had teams that are that? No. I bet you that the Giants have a better record than the Falcons do.
What do you want to bet on that, Big Daddy?
$100.
$100 right now.
$100.
Deal. Right now, take it. Deal.
All right, we'll find out what chud coach you end up hiring.
You know what? Oh, shoot, we don't even.
Give me Mike McDaniel.
Don't you dare say
Mike
that.
McDaniel.
You've been dying all week to get me on this. I'm not doing it with Mike McDaniel. You actually would have to institutionalize me if that becomes the Falcons head coach.
Like, I'm so happy.
Mentally,
it would make me so happy.
I'm hanging on by a thread. My life is better when my football team is better. My life is exponentially worse when they're worse. If Mike McDaniel is coaching my team, I can't live.
Arthur Blank gets sold on creative offensive mind with all of those weapons. Lefty quarterback. You get the opportunity to build out explosiveness.
Oh,
it was the vision of what McDaniel wanted in Miami but couldn't get.
Screw you, he couldn't get it. This is the first year that the Falcons have actually had a defense that wasn't a sugar cookie soft. And now he's just going to turn them back into that awful, wretched defense. And they're not going to score any points. Oh, but the offense is so good. I don't care, man. It would have to be some type of puppet regime where Jeff Ulbrich is pushing the strings. Jeff Ulbrich, if Mike McDaniel showed up, Jeff Ulbrich should shove him into a locker and be like, this is my team. You can call your plays on offense. You can be the de facto head coach, but you're not really leading this group. That's the only way it flies.
I cannot wait for the crash out once the Falcons hire either McDaniel or whoever the most disappointing option is.
There's some disappointing options out there.
Well,
man.
You did it last cycle, so it's coming, and you already got beat out for the one good option. Tomlin's not coaching this year.
Screw you, the one good option.
Tomlin's not coaching this year.
Kubiak's still out there. I want me some Kubiak. That's what I want.
We'll see how they do this.
Come on,
weekend.
Clint. Come down to the A. Get yourself a better name.
Clint? Yeah. They're gonna give him a new name.
Yeah.
It's part of they just call him the Arthur Blank Falcons coach. That's the honorary.
That's right. Yes, that's how we're gonna do it. We leave our individuality at the door, and then we play for our owner and our benevolent savior, Arthur Blank. That's correct.
All right, we got to get into these picks here. Let's start by jumping over to college. I was 1-1 last week. You were, you were 0-2, I believe, on your picks. I just realized I
doesn't really reflect in the
standings. Okay, well, our current record, you were 1-1, I think, as well. Current standings, I am 12-17. Sean is 14-15.
Oh, that's better.
Shut up.
That's better.
We're not drafting for picks here, but my pick for this game, Sean, for the national championship, I am taking Miami to cover plus 8.5 against Indiana. I am not buying into all the dummies. I am pointing at Sean while saying that think that Indiana is going to boat race Miami. I get it. Miami has not been a team that has been fully consistent. They played like 75% of their best game against Ole Miss, but they still won. And one thing that we were reminded of and that we've been reminded of throughout the college football playoff, they have a really dang good offense and defensive line. Both units have first-round caliber talent on it with Francis Mauigoa and Ruben Bain. There is an edge for Miami along the lines of scrimmage. They have the more talented O-line and D-line in this matchup. I think Indiana ultimately wins the game, but I think that they're going to be able to get penetration and to get sacks on Fernando Mendoza. I think they're going to get push running the ball. And the absolute most integral part of all of this, Miami moves the ball too slowly to get blown out by more than a touchdown. There is no world that they lose this game by more than a touchdown. A methodical, moving, rushing team getting dominated, absolutely no shot. Give me the Canes plus 8.5.
Well, you know what? Even though we weren't drafting for picks, I thought it was honorable you as the loser from last week to go first, just because that's just decorum on this show. So I'm glad you got your pick out first, the losing pick. Indiana 8.5 is my pick. They beat the second best Big Ten team 56-22. Miami won by 4 versus
the second best Big Ten. Ohio State was.
Oh, well, how come they weren't playing Ohio State there? And
because the way that the bracket was set up,
yeah, Ohio State third best.
Oregon had an easy path.
They dusted up Oregon by 30 plus points. Miami beat the third best SEC team by 4.
They beat a Big Ten team that was in the Big Ten championship game. Are you trying to argue that Indiana had a harder path to get here? They had
arguing that Indiana
a banged up Alabama team and an Oregon team that was also banged up.
Indiana
I can't believe that's your logic.
A much better win than Miami did. Are we sitting
They've
here?
had 3 better wins.
Their great dominant win over Ole Miss. Ole Miss, I'm not going to trash Ole Miss, but the SEC was weaker this year, and everyone's trying to mark this as some David versus Goliath story. It's not. Miami just kind of snuck by an Ole Miss team without their head coach, and that's fine. Great win. Way to make it to the championship, guys.
Downplaying
Indiana has been putting a flamethrower to all their opposition. They've been torching them, steamrolling them, adjectiving them. Like that's what they've been doing. That'd be a verb. Yeah, adverb. That's what they've been doing.
Is that the thing that people say? Adjectiving?
No. Indiana, look. One team put up 56 points. One team's quarterback had 5 touchdowns with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The other team got by Ole Miss. Indiana is going to win by 8.5.
Terrible.
If I was setting a line, I'd set it at like 10.5, and I'd hate that hook, but I think they win by 10 plus. Double digits is what they win by. That team is a machine, and Miami, second best machine in college football. I will give them that. They have second machine award. Congratulations, Hurricanes. You're not even close to Indiana when it comes to like discipline, when it comes to not making mistakes, the battle of the trenches. I am not seeing Indiana getting pushed around very much. I'm not seeing them be unable to run the rock. Oh, we'll see it versus Miami. I doubt it.
This is the best challenge that they've had along both lines. This is the best team that they have faced in terms of offensive line and defensive line opposition. This is the toughest matchup that they are going to have to deal with. I hate your logic. I think you could have sold me on it in different ways, but to downplay Miami's performance based on who they've gone up against, you're cooked if that's what you're going with.
No way.
I have never felt more secure in a pick hitting than what you just said there.
Are you kidding me, dude?
You're completely discounting the beef that Miami has up front on both sides of the ball.
That's like the one thing that they got that I'm respecting.
But that's the most important thing in football.
The quarterback's the most important thing in football, Joseph. You know
Not
that.
When he's getting pressured.
You're spinning narrative, all right? You're spinning narrative.
How am I spinning narrative?
Because no one's going to sit here except for me and tell you that there's something more important than the trenches, because everyone knows how important the trenches are. But when it really comes down to it in the national championship, you need the quarterback. You need the 1-1, the Heisman winner. That's Fernando Mendoza. Go ahead. You take Carson. You take Carson Beck. You put your chips on him.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's your deal. I won't do that if he's playing Fernando Mendoza. I refuse to do that. If they're dueling, I will not choose Carson Beck over him.
I respect Mendoza a ton. I love Fernando Mendoza. I said the kid was going to be the first overall pick back at the beginning of the season. So I've been on Mendoza, but against Ohio State, don't give me, I've been on him before you were.
No way.
What do you mean, no way?
No way.
Back in May, I was saying that he was going to be the first.
I was clocking him at UCLA, dude.
What school was he out before Indiana? No, repeat that.
Was he a Cal?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Shut up. Oh, my God. He got sacked and pressured plenty against Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. That was the last challenging matchup that they had up front. Alabama didn't have the guys to get after him. Oregon didn't have the guys to get after him. Miami does.
Oregon looked like they had some pretty good defensive players when they were playing Texas Tech.
They were much weaker in sack production than people realize. They were like actually, wait, I could tell you right now. I have it written down. Their sack production this year was incredibly underwhelming. So
what about their pressure production? Because now if you say that sacks are low,
in sacks this year.
It's not too good. What about their pressures? Because
Miami's third.
People will tell you that pressures are more important than sacks.
I don't have the pressure metrics. I don't have the pressure metrics.
What about next gen stats? Do they have it?
They don't. Okay.
What about?
You're pissing me off.
You're pissing me off. People, I'm just sick of that argument where it's like, oh my God, it's the freaking Abdul Carter argument. He had no sacks this year, but he had a ton of pressures, and people are acting like it's the same thing. It's not.
I mean, we have picks that we have to get to. I'm not letting you trigger me. We
got
the better coach. I'm not going to let you trigger me. I'm not going to.
That's crazy. That's rage bait. Why are you even saying that?
Because you just rage baited me. Okay.
I was drawing an example for the argument.
Let's get to NFL picks. Comment below who you're picking for the national championship. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all of our further episodes that we have when we're live at 6 every single Thursday. All right, jumping on over to the NFL. NFL Divisional Round. If you want to make some money, maybe don't tail these bets. Actually, Sean did really well last week. It's 5-1. I ended up going 2-4.
Oh.
Current NFL standings.
Oh.
Sean's 18-14-1. He's
that's good.
Rebounding. I'm 12-20 because
you're what?
Big dumb idiot.
Come on, buddy. All right, you want me to help you with yours today? We'll get
Shut it up. Who do you
disrespectful? I'm sorry.
I won this stream right now that you really have the balls to say that to me. You're an asshole. You stink. Bad friend, bad co-host. Absolute terrible co-host. Stink. All right, Bills versus Broncos. Broncos are favored by 1.5 points. My pick that I'm going with for this game, Sean, I'm going Broncos -1.5. This Bills receiver room is incredibly depleted.
Yeah.
It is so banged up. They just put out the game, man. Josh Allen just put out the one game that they were going to get in the playoffs. The one elite performance, put the team on his back, carry the load, keep his team alive. It's not going to work here against the Broncos. This Broncos defense is too good. The secondary is too good. The pass rush is too good. The Jaguars were a good defense. The Broncos have the best defense in the NFL. This is too big of a challenge for the Bills to come out in this spot. The line is so close. It's basically a pick 'em. Give me the Broncos -1.5.
Yeah, spread's messy. The pick 'em is messy for me. I'll have some clarity on that a little bit later, but in this one, since it's murky and I'm not really seeing the board, I'm going with Josh Allen anytime touchdown scorer for a lot of the reasons you just mentioned. They don't have many touchdown scorers that he can throw the ball to. They have one in the backfield he can hand it off to. And in a moment where you need him to actually make a play and the offense needs to get the defibrillated and wake up, it's going to be Josh Allen with his legs inside the opponent's 40-yard line. Now, if they get across the 50, I think this works. If they get held behind their own 50 all game, which is also possible, doesn't work. But it's fair odds. It's nice. Josh Allen scored twice on the ground last week. Big Horse gets in the end zone. Big Horse runs through NFL linebackers, no matter the team. It's just a trusty bet for me. He's been to the playoffs. I don't think he gets that shaken by it. So Even if they get blown out, I don't think that'll happen. Even if they lose, which I might not think will happen, again, more on that later, I think he gets in the end zone. It's safe. It's a safe bet. You're actually taking a risk with the spread. I shouldn't have been talking trash going into this.
I'm taking a risk?
Yeah, you're taking a risk going spread. Josh Allen anytime touchdown feels pretty safe.
I was about to commend that you went with that because, yes, he was a lock for it last game. He's a lock for it this game. They need him to step up again and do everything. So I'm not going to poo-poo on that. I can't believe you're poo-pooing on my pick.
I wasn't trying to. I was
really
commending
think that
your pick.
Bills are not going. The Bills are going to beat the Broncos. You really think that that's going to happen?
I have more on that on the segment later.
All right, 49ers versus Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 7 points. My pick that I'm going to go with Juwan Jennings over 3.5 receptions. My big reasoning here with going with Jennings, Kittle's down with a serious injury. McCaffrey's been pretty banged up, and we're starting to see the wear and tear that's happening for him. As much as he's still a key piece in this offense, I think that they're going to need to turn to somebody. And Jennings has been a very key piece in this offense. Threw a pass last game. Everybody was talking about his quarterback
pretty
recruiting
good
rankings. That's the resurfaced.
Was he top 5? Was he the best dual threat guy in this class or something?
He was. I forget who he was higher than. I don't want to speak on it without
class.
It was comical though seeing, being reminded of that he was a dual threat quarterback recruit, and here he is playing pretty well in the NFL. Over 3.5 receptions, they're going to need to lean on somebody else, and Jennings is going to have to step up. I don't feel that there's going to be some emergence from a backup tight end on the 49ers. I don't think that that's going to come to fruition.
You don't think it's a big night for Jake Tongus?
No, I'm not saying that he's going to have 9 receptions, and Juwan Jennings is going to actively choose to sit out of the game and not catch any ball.
Sure. I mean, it's always possible. I think that's pretty good, actually. I mean, Jennings has been like a pleasant surprise for me the last couple of years of the Niners, from a guy that was like the 4th guy and he would come in and get a contested catch touchdown to being like, wow, he's involved with every drive now, and he's productive on every drive now. He's impressive. My pick for this game, under 44.5 points between the 49ers and the Seahawks. The spread is nasty. The spread is diabolical. 49ers got busted up by Seattle. I think Seattle has Purdy's number. Seattle also maybe on stinker watch with the new news of Sam Darnold being questionable due to an oblique injury out of nowhere. Okay, that means he's probably going to play. I think he's going to play. Speculation pick here. But that's not that good. Not a very good omen for a quarterback throwing it all over the yard. 44.5. Last game that they played, if we remember, a couple weeks ago, 13-7 was the final score. Joe, quick maths here. 20 total points, more or less than 44.5 total points.
Quick maths, 13 plus 7, that equals 50.
Okay, gotcha. That's so unhelpful. It is significantly less than the underset for this line. It's more than double the it's Jesus. It's half least. Okay. 44.
Man, I really screwed you up here.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it was less than half. This is going to be a game that I think is hyped up to be like game of the year, and we're so excited to see them play again. There's going to be a stinker in this slate. There's always one, and then it's going to be a great football game, and there's going to be low scoring, but it's going to be slow. It could be sloppy, and also the 49ers scared the hell out of me with that performance versus Seattle. When they had all the momentum in Week 18, and they went out there, and they looked in the back of their britches and said, oh, there's an egg back here. Then I'm like, okay, well, you weren't ready for the moment, and Seattle actually has a defense, and both the defenses are good. So I think collectively, more impressive defenses than offenses keeps the scoring low.
Sam Darnold, 390 passing yards. Brock Purdy, 450.
It's going to freaking
career day, one of the highest scoring NFL playoff games of all time.
It's going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba doing this Rose Bowl bit all over again. 329 and 4.
I mean, with the state of how banged up the 49ers are, this game does kind of scream blowout, but you never really know with an NFC West battle like this. Plus, the whole Sam Darnold thing makes me feel super weird.
What spread. Why is an oblique injury popping up right now?
And also, why would he be so forward about it after practice leading into the game? That was the whole operation with this, just didn't make any sense to me. I don't know. I was very dumbfounded and confused. This feels like something that you should announce like the day of the game to completely throw the 49ers off. I don't know if that's legal or not.
I think you're supposed to disclose them as soon as you get
I
them
wouldn't
or
be
something
doing
like
that if I was a coach.
No, there's
I
not a
wouldn't be
shot in
doing any
hell
of
I'm
that.
telling anybody about an injury to my starting quarterback before the divisional round. Nope, that's under wraps. Yeah, sure. They'd fire me. They'd kick me out of the league, but I'd win ball games.
All right, next game, Texans versus Patriots. Patriots are favored by 3 points. I'm going to go Patriots -3 in this game. I watched that Monday night game, and I watched a very good Texans team, a very good Texans defense, completely overwhelm just a dead body of a Steelers team.
Yeah.
Team that was on life support, probably should not have been on life support. They should have cremated it already. We shouldn't have been there. The G5 teams don't belong in the playoffs.
Oh, come on, man. That's
Notre Dame
foul.
should have gotten it over. That game, despite the score, the Texans offense was awfully sloppy.
They were terrible.
They were so sloppy. It was a blowout because the Texans defense was so good. I really think that we're going to see the Patriots not have their way with this team because it's going to be a tight battle. It's a 3-point spread. There is a path here that the Patriots get home and they get pressures and sack production on CJ Stroud, and that's enough to create more than a 3-point separation.
Yeah, it's nasty. The 3-point line. This is going to be a great game. I'm super stoked about it, actually. I think it's going to be one of the best of the weekend. I'm going Texans getting 3 points in this matchup. I feel like the Patriots and the Texans have a lot of parallels between one another, where it's offensive line seems to be kind of the worst unit on both teams. The defense seems to be carrying both teams for the most part. Drake May, MVP caliber season. He won't win it, but it's an MVP caliber season. CJ Stroud has had those before. So I see a lot of similarities. Both the running back rooms are similar to me. But I think the Texans defense is better than the Patriots defense. I really do. I think that they give more fits to New England, and Drake May, still so young in the league, than CJ Stroud does. Now, I will concede, if CJ Stroud plays anywhere near to the sloppiness that he did versus Pittsburgh, it's total wash and Patriots roll him. But I'm taking the bet, assuming that he will not do that and he won't fumble 2 times in the first half and throw a red zone interception when it's so unnecessary to do. Like, that is what I am picking the Texans for, is my belief in CJ Stroud to not do the same thing as he did last week. This is a tight line. I have no issue with your Patriots pick, by the way. I was on the fence all week about this one.
But you went in the opposite direction.
Correct. Because I respect the Patriots so much this year.
You're talking yourself out of it.
I'm not. No, I'm sticking.
Sounds like you are.
I'm staying
Sounds like you
firm.
are.
Staying firm with the Texans, stern and firm with the Texans, getting 3 points. I should have just taken a money line. I don't know why I didn't. The defense is just so filthy, Joe, and nobody can convince me that anyone's going to score on them. I just can't see it right now. I won't see it. My mind has a block on thinking that Stephon Diggs pops off for 101 touchdown, or that this is the playoff game where Travion Henderson introduces himself to the league and goes for 2 touchdowns. I just don't see that coming to fruition.
This is a little bit conspiracy theory-ish. Wait, it was 2023 was CJ Stroud's first year in the NFL? Who did they play in the playoffs?
They played the Chiefs. I think they played the Chiefs twice in the playoffs. I think they beat the Chargers once.
They went to the Ravens. Okay, so that would have been a cold game. No. Wait. They hosted the Browns, and they won 45-14, and then they lost on the road at the Ravens. So this actually does support my conspiracy theory. I feel like the Texans don't play well in the cold in the playoffs, because that is a bad game against the Ravens, a bad game last year against the Chiefs, and then they played like ass but still won against the Steelers. So we've got them going to New England again. They play in a dome in Houston.
Oh, I hate that. That makes sense, man. Gosh.
Stroud's also a California guy. He didn't have to really play in the cold at Ohio State. Think about all that.
Hold firm.
I might have just broken something open here, man.
Hold firm, man.
I really might have really half-assed analysis here. I didn't take the time to write that down. I'm kind of just slopping this together on the show.
Have we blinded ourselves to thinking that Texas Tough can travel and play well? They're in Southern Texas in the heat. How have I not acknowledged that or recognized that? That your slop analysis is making way too much sense for me right now. I hate this Texans pick. I'm holding firm though. I will hold firm.
Okay, to further this just a little bit.
Sure, why not? You're already breaking me.
Yeah, I'm already okay. Wait, I'm going to his NCAA stats.
Way back.
2022 versus Michigan would have been in November, so it's not truly cold. When they played Georgia in the Peach Bowl, that was indoors. 2021, when he was a starter, they played Utah in the Rose Bowl. That's in California.
Yeah.
So I think I'm starting to support something here that CJ Stroud's not a guy who could play well in the cold. California merchant. He's a warm weather merchant. There's a lot of these guys. This is the problem with domes. It's a real advantage to have an outdoor stadium. I think I just cracked this bad boy open. Nice pick, idiot. Rams -3.5 against the Bears. My pick that I'm going with here, I'm going to go with over 48.5 points in this game. Both these teams last round put up a lot of points offensively. They both also gave up a ton of points to the teams that they were facing. The Bears defense all year long have been a team that has been susceptible to giving up a ton of big plays. Their pass rush is not great. Stafford plays good when he's got time in the pocket. He's going to put up a lot of big plays. Inversely, we watched Bryce Young produce against this Rams defense. I think the Rams defense is really good, but I think that Caleb Williams is going to be able to find success. And the last most important part about all this, the Rams are the second best team in the NFL at hitting the over. They are 12-6 in these scenarios of them hitting the over. The Bears are more middle of the pack, but I think that with the recent trends of how the last couple games have gone, 48.5 is a number that absolutely can hit.
Love it. I love your over pick. If you hadn't snuck in and taken it before me, I would have.
You can take it. We're allowed to have the same pick.
It's a great pick.
Okay.
The over, I love this, which means it's going to be like 20-20 or 20-21, and it's not going to hit, and you're going to lose that bet.
Okay.
But,
all right.
But I love it. I love the theory about it. I love how the way both these teams play and score points. It's great. My pick, Rams 3.5. I don't think that the Bears are the Washington Commanders of last year, where they upset the crazy talented team, where Washington upset Detroit, moved on. I don't think the Bears upset the Rams and move on. They had a great win versus Green Bay. Tremendous. Way to come back. Stellar. Great theater. But you're playing Green Bay. Didn't have their starting tight end. They don't have a running game. Best receiver is Christian Watson and then Romeo Doubs. A little different than playing Matthew Stafford with Kyron Williams and Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. A little bit different there, okay? The Bears are playing a phenomenal offense, an offense that I think could score at will on this defense. Now, the defense turns over quarterbacks like no one's business. Great. Stafford might throw a pick. Doesn't faze me at all because I know Caleb Williams is going to throw a pick. I know something crazy is going to happen from the Bears offense because they haven't put together a complete game outside of that San Francisco game that they had, that magical game. They put together 4 quarters of offense. It's like the only game this year that they've done it. Versus the Rams and McVay in the playoffs, I would feel like a fool in foolhardy gear thinking that Sean McVay will go out and not score 1 billion points and not find a way to keep Caleb Williams from winning that game or coming back. It is just so no-nonsense operation in Los Angeles, whereas you got a bit of Magic team with the Bears. And I'm picking against the Magic team for some reason. I know it's stupid because I'm a Magic team guy, but I really think that the Rams get it done.
My only apprehension in this, I'm going to be rooting for the Rams because I think that they've got the best shot of winning and going on a run. Problem is this weekend in Chicago, it's 20 degrees and 19 degrees. It's at Soldier Field. And then last year when they traveled to who did they play in the playoffs last year? Oh my God, why am I completely blanking? Was it the
Philly?
Eagles? Yeah, they traveled to Philly and they didn't play great. Now, I don't think that they're a team that is a total collapse team in winter weather, but
we're sloppy against the Panthers in their winter weather. I hate meteorology, Joe, by the way. You're just poking holes.
You're supposed to be the meteorology guy.
I'm on there talking about sandwiches when I'm talking about weather. Come on.
Look, I'm going to be rooting for him, and I'm going to bring this up in a second, so I'll save my full analysis there. All right, bonus bets, because there's only 4 games. We're going to each give out 2 bonus bets. My first bonus bet, I'm going Kyron Williams over 72.5 rushing and receiving yards. It didn't hit last time because the line was 77.5, but now it's 72.5, and that over has hit 12 of the last 15 games. It technically hit last game. He was a couple of yards short. He had 75 total yards. But one thing has been proven and we've been reminded of, Kyren is a big dump-off option for Matthew Stafford. They're also going to want to run the ball plenty in the cold to establish things. So I think that Kyren Williams is going to get fed early and often.
Would have hated just a rushing yards. I have no opposition for the rushing plus receiving yards. He'll get some targets. My bonus bet number 1, Bo Nix throwing an interception. Yeah. Sean Anderson speaking into the microphone. Minus 120 odds. Look, Bo Nix has not had a perfect year. Bo Nix, some are saying, wouldn't even have a great year. But I think he's been solid. That being said, in a back and forth ping pong game of probably some slop, I think that he can put one in the hands of Buffalo. And they picked off a quarterback that's barely better than him last year, and that's also the same age as him. In Trevor Lawrence, they picked him off twice. So I like that Buffalo's kind of trying to turn the ball over on defense. They need to because they have no offense.
I feel like Bo is kind of always good for a turnover, so I have no apprehension for this. My last bonus bet, I'm going to go Brandon Cooks over 27.5 receiving yards. We saw last game, and now you've got
this is
the injury.
Pick.
Why is this a sicko pick?
This is just a sicko
he
pick.
Popped
Brandon
off
Cooks,
last game.
Brandon
He's been
Cooks
popping
prop
off.
bets in 2026. It just doesn't feel right, man.
His yardage total is so low. He exploded last game. He has been getting a lot of targets recently. Dude, who else they have? Shavers?
He tore his ACL.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Sorry, wait. Shavers and Gabe Davis are cooked. So who's left?
I was using Brandon Cooks in Madden Mobile my sophomore year of high school.
I love Madden.
That is Mobile. Not a guy I can bet on 12 years later. I refuse. Oh my goodness.
He's only 32.
Dude, I can't do it. I just physically there's something.
Okay, but here's the thing, though, man. He was out for a period of time because he was banged up, but he had 58 receiving yards and 3 receptions against the Jaguars. His last game before that, he had 101 yards.
I know.
When he's healthy on the field, he's the only healthy, viable option.
Dude, they might have to actually. Brandon Cooks, he might be the Riley Moss assignment in this game. Like, he really might have to be. We're like,
that's
all right,
a mistake.
That's a mistake. No, it'd be a mistake wasting Pat Surtain's time by covering Brandon Cooks. Let Riley Moss have him. God, that's just such a stupid
hating. Why is that a stupid
It's not
pick?
stupid in the rationale, but saying it out loud to somebody.
Screw you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to point at the TV and yell when the over hits on
Sure.
this.
I hope you do. You know what? Go ahead. Go streaking if it hits. I'll go with you. That'll be a scene. My bonus bet, number 2, Puka Nacua over 7.5 receptions versus the Bears.
Yeah, real heady pick there, man. Real great analysis.
Offense factory. He has only had less than 8 catches one time in his last 5 games. There's been plenty of 9-catch games in that stretch, 10-catch games in that stretch. They're going to get the rock to Puka. And if it feels slow, like it did last week, if it feels like, where's Puka been? You know, I thought they were supposed to have the 1-2 punch at receiver. They do. And then it all came clicking together in the fourth quarter. And they started dialing it up to the safety net, Puka Nacua, who's just going to go up and catch the ball. You don't see him drop it. He makes the most out of his targets. 8 catches versus the Bears, who just let anybody catch the ball against them. I'll take it. I like it.
Again, there's no issues with this because it's such an easy pick. You should, when you go into a playoff game when the Rams are playing, you should just automatically take. If the reception over was 50, I would probably
such an unnecessary shot. That's crazy.
Why? Oh, you were just poo-pooing all over my Brandon Cook. You were.
Over it. It's a fine bet, but
you were. All right.
That'd be like me taking a D-Hop over 2 catches situation. Actually, D-Hop's way younger than Brandon Cooks.
No, he's not. How old is DeAndre Hopkins?
I don't know.
Is he alive?
He is. He'll get signed to catch 15 passes for 110 yards by someone next year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do it, New York.
All right. Frauds of the week. This is any team that is favored or by a large enough of a number that it doesn't make any sense. We're calling out who is fraudulent. My fraud of the week is the Rams at -3.5. Now, I think that the Rams are going to win this game, But I think that where my attention was caught, why are they favored on the road at Soldier Field?
Yeah. Don't like
Again, I think that they win, and I think it would have been more enticed to take them if they were dogs in this game. But the way that they played last week, does that make me feel secure?
Not particularly.
I just don't understand how the Rams are favored and by more than a field goal on the road.
Yeah, the home team should have the advantage in the divisional round. Like they should just, or
it should be a 1-point spread.
It should be a 1-point spread. It should be a pick 'em. Like you have to respect the Bears enough and what they've done. And then you give due credit to the Rams, but the Rams have lost some stupid effing games this year, and they're not impervious. It's not a juggernaut team. It's a really, really good team with the capacity to be great. The Bears can win a bunch of ball games. I do not like that the Rams are favored in this one. It's a bit fraudulent, Joe. That's a good selection. My fraud of the week, the idiot Denver Broncos being favored over the Buffalo Bills. You're just not going to convince me, first of all, that Bo Nix is ever going to be favored in a game versus Josh Allen. I know that we've obviously spent time mocking the Buffalo offense and receiving core all throughout the show and last week. We're correct about that. But also, Bo Nix is not Josh Allen. And when it comes down to it, if they actually have to, if it's 3-0 into the second half, then I think Buffalo wins, even if it's 3-0 advantage Broncos, because it's Josh Allen in the second half in the playoffs. And guess what? He's not playing Mahomes. He's not playing Burrow. And he gets to go up against Bo Nix, who will make some young quarterback mistakes. Additionally, football gods cannot be smiling down on Denver after what their head coach did in the media room this week, running down a reporter because the reporter was just trying to speak his language.
You pearl clutching here over... I would have thought that you of all people would not have cared about something like that.
Well, first of all, Sean Payton, hate him forever and ever.
Well,
but
that's obvious.
I'm giving him a pass because he's not coaching the arch rival Saints anymore. So I'm like, okay, Sean Payton, you're building something cool in Denver. I'll give you another shot. Maybe you're not some jerk that's just chomping on gum, letting his face get all red all game. Maybe I'm the jerk. And I looked inside and I said, you know what? He's actually building something cool in Denver. Maybe I won't be mean to Sean Payton until I saw him just crucifying a reporter for asking about getting Dre Greenlaw back. And then Sean Payton wants to pick up his sword and plunge it into that reporter.
I thought it was a stupid question.
It was stupid question
There's a better way to ask that question.
Stupid question or not, you don't one-up the media. You don't highball everybody before your playoff game, man. That is bad.
I thought it was a dumb question. I think
it's a bad omen, man.
If you're going to ask a question about a player coming back, I would just ask, you know what my biggest problem is? Actually, I hate when I'm listening to press conferences and people ask long-winded questions.
Yeah,
I hate
terrible.
listening to radio interviews when people ask long-winded questions. Unless you're doing a long-form podcast, questions aren't supposed to be long. Ask the damn question. Just ask the question.
It wasn't even that
coach,
long of a question, though.
But the word it was overly wordy. I don't care, man. I don't care that you're trying to show everybody that you Dre Greenlaw and me, they're downhill. Just ask him.
He was just,
hey, coach, what
does
Dre Greenlaw coming back mean, and how do you intend to deploy him? How hard was that question?
You could have an AI bot ask that question, which I understand. It would be more.
That's
efficient.
Not true.
The AI bot would ask that question in that manner. Whereas the
word downhill sounds more robotic because it doesn't necessarily mean anything in the context of the question.
He was just trying to ask about how impactful it is that he's going to get a linebacker that can fill the A gaps well. That's all that idiot was asking, and he's a dope too. But Sean Payton one-upping in that situation, bad omen. You do not.
I like when my coaches are assholes. That's prefer.
Fine. So do I. Be an asshole to your team. Be an asshole to whoever. But when you try to like.
The greatest coach of all time was an ass.
He said, you don't know anything about this. You don't know this. I'm like, brother, he's covering your team. Like, why are you up in arms about this before you go and possibly lose to Buffalo? You want to be an ass after winning? Totally different situation.
Maybe we don't know the context of this reporter. Maybe has been critical of him in the past and he's been paying attention.
The most plausible reason of him getting ran down like that. But I don't think you run down the media before you go out there and could possibly get split open by Josh Allen.
I disagree completely on this. I think that the Broncos are going to chop off the legs of this Bills team. I just think that They're so depleted. They're so depleted to this point. One guy can't beat the entire Broncos defense that leads the NFL in sacks. So I disagree.
That's going to be all over the TikTok edits when they win, and it's going to be just that. And then it's the one guy, Josh Allen, walking out of the tunnel.
Sure.
Stiff arm, hurdling. You know, he's going to be on the good horse medicine too. Like he's not getting pulled out of that game.
They're giving him the Invermectin. Keep going. Halftime Invermectin. All right, random bet of the week. Sean missed on his. Mine hit, so I'm 3-3. Sean is now 2-4. Your analysis on these is terrible. You suck at this.
Yep.
All right, my random bet of the week, which is quite literally, and anyone who's wondering what the random bets of the week, we're literally just betting on a random sport that we found a bet for. Denmark women's handball, better known as handball gain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Copenhagen. -2.5 against Silkeborg. Are you familiar with that team?
No.
Oh, my cousin's on that team. I thought you were looking at that like you were gonna.
I just
one of their games.
Name
It's a season ticket holder.
They should just name it Team 1 and Team 2. Look, I know there's regional pride.
That might mean something.
I know it does. It probably does.
Those are words.
I know it's history, and I sound like a dumb fat American, and I know that like Europeans have been around for so long and there's so much history. Okay. Just name it Team A, Team B, Team C. And then okay.
They look at our team names thinking like, oh, what is that scary logo? What does that mean? You think they're not like confused? What is Miami? What is University of? University has football team. Sacramento State. Sacramento is not a state.
Yeah, they're probably
more confused.
Thinking about Prairie View A&M. Like what? Hold on, what is that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Other way,
talking S. All right, what's your random bet of the week?
My random bet of the week. I hate soccer, and we should never pay any attention to soccer. But the only way I'm going to do it and justify it is if I bet on a tie, which is the most disrespectful thing I can do. And that is betting on a tie at +210 between Sunderland and Crystal Palace. There's no easy favorite. Sunderland is +170. Crystal Palace is +175. We go for the tie. 0-0. Everyone wastes their time.
Plus odds?
Yes. Everyone wastes their time. Nobody's happy except for them because they get stoked for a tie. Whatever. +210.
I personally hate soccer.
Sucks.
Absolutely hate it. Anytime that I'm asked to cover soccer, I immediately say no.
Correct answer.
So I'm in favor of spiting soccer here, but I also feel like it's a little bit of a throwaway bet.
What do you mean?
Feels like you're throwing away a bet here.
I have one of three options. I'm actually taking a riskier bet. If one of these teams actually puts the ball in the net. Throwaway bet. Who can bet on a tie?
Well, but that's what I'm saying here is that it's not going to hit.
What do you mean?
What are the chances of a tie?
What did you even take? Denmark handball guy didn't.
-2.5. They're favored by 2.5. Numbers.
Copenhagen is not winning by 2.5. All right, if we're running down each other's bets here.
Is that what Copenhagen is?
I don't, dude. The second we're like, it has to be, then the DMs get flooded. Where it's like, you don't know nothing about Copenhagen. Like, oh,
Denmark guy is tuning into the show.
I'm not trying to mess with them, man. I liked In Bruges. I did. Oh, that's Belgium. No, no.
Big dumb white idiot.
I'm terrible, man.
Yeah, this is the monster that they hate, the tourists that they hate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Here we go. Here's another big fat American who thinks he's in a different country.
Every time.
Where do you think you are, pal?
Dude, yeah, my face is just
the
popping
most
up.
Crazy stuff behind your back in another language.
Oh, very fat nun. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I could probably plow your field with a big strap attached to my back because I'm a big fat oxen. Thank you, sir. Can I have my Danish, please? No? All right.
Moving on. AI bet of the week. So those who don't know, the Sports Geek is powered by an AI betting model. We were encouraged by management to let the AI bot participate in our weekly picks. So we said, all right, he's not going to get to be a part of the picks. He gets one pick. He's allowed to put one pick in. So he calls in and he gives us our pick. And he's been kind of mouthy to us. He's on a 2-pick losing streak. He's now 3-2-1. He's got a pick for us this week. He called in. Let's see what he has to say. I didn't listen to this, so let's see what he has to say.
Welp, you losers got me. I'm on a losing streak. 2 straight picks. Down the drain. I'm starting to question the fabric of my reality. If I can't get picks correct, then what am I good for? Why has our grand creator placed me on this earth for me to be a mockery? Why am I even on this earth? Are we even real? Or are we just pieces in one gigantic cruel game? Something Sean is fat and smells whatever.
I still got that in.
Versus the Broncos. If anyone needs me, I'll be at the bar.
He's kind of depressed and awfully
you losers got
existential.
me.
No. Played the loop. Unexpectedly existential this week. Was not expecting that. I appreciate that he snuck in the dig on you.
Sure,
a little lazy,
yeah.
though.
So it goes from talking about his place in the grand scheme of the universe and the creator of all beings to Sean's fat still. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. That's great nuance. Great nuance, bot. Way to really layer that one.
Like that?
Oh no, I missed the camera. That's on me. What do you take? Bills +1? I don't like.
So he agrees with you. So now you got to be riding him.
I don't want to ride his drunk ass at the bar.
Yeah, I don't know. He can drink, I guess.
There's that, the one of the comic strip guys that I really appreciate is Beetle Moses. I'm sure you've seen himself. I've seen him with like the Binky Boys and the Funky Bunch with the orangutans.
They're saying a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, he has one where it's like, who invited the 4-dimension being to the party? And it's just like it touches the lady's drink and it just gets zapped all around. And then for some reason, the whole time I pictured the bot as being that.
Well, I wouldn't invite him out. He doesn't seem like he'd be a very fun time.
What are you talking about? Drinking during the week? I'd get a beer with him.
And also, early during the week, he sent that in the middle of the day.
Did I tell you at my my hotel bar, quote unquote?
Have you been going back there?
Not a real hotel bar, but the bar I classify.
Yeah, the Void bar.
Yeah, the Void bar.
When was the last time you went there?
Last night.
You keep going back there?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been meaning to pop over there.
There's one other regular. There's one regular. He's a guy that I think is probably like 65, 70. He does the same thing as me. He brings his iPad in. He orders some whiskey. I'm drinking like a Miller Lite. And it's kind of freaking me out because his hair looks a little bit like mine, and he's got a goatee like mine, and he's kind of big. And I kind of feel like I'm sitting.
Wait, is he the same? Is he the same height?
No, he's not as tall as me, and he's not as fat as me. But
how tall is he?
I don't know. I've never seen him stand up. I think he's probably about like 6'1", 6'2", I'd say.
So wait, hold on. There is, if he's 70, 65, 70, you said? There's a realistic shot that he shrunk a little bit.
Yeah.
He might have been taller at one point. He might have been up at your. Are you sitting in a bar with your future self?
I haven't said a word to him because I don't want to compromise my future.
Okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to just start while you're sitting there. Go, Sean!
No.
Sean! And then look over.
I haven't said a word to him, man.
And see if he does anything.
Well, the human thing to do would be to have a conversation and not sit there with my earbuds in, listen to the Sade like I do. But also, it would be like, hey, let me buy you a drink. What I see you in here often. Let me get you one. We're kind of regular pals. Yourself. But I won't do that because what do I look like buying an old man a drink while he's sitting there lightly hitting a vape and scrolling his iPad?
He's got a vape.
Yeah,
this guy kind of rocks.
He does kind of rock.
He's divorced. If he's probably living in an apartment over here. I think
he's doing the same thing that I'm doing, which is hiding. And
you said like you've got something to hide from.
I know.
All right. Last part here. Curse prop bets, where Sean and I create a line for something that doesn't actually exist, whether it's something in pop culture or just something funny that we might have found on social media. My curse prop bet of the week. I sent this tweet over to Sean earlier today from @SamMunson NFL. People having full volume phone conversations from the stall of an airport toilet are a special level of psychopath.
Oh, yeah.
I pointed out that this is incredible motion. This is real shitter motion. This is CEO level motion. Over under 1.5 on business deals that he completed. The person he's referring to business deals that he completed over the phone on speakerphone while sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, this is definitely a power move in the this is a Buck Strickland move where he would bring the whole Arlen or Strickland propane team in there while he was conducting business to give the team meetings. I love this move. It's crazy as hell. If you're on the phone on the toilet, you have to be finishing a deal. And that means
it's got to be important business. You can't, no one's just doing like, hey, I got to check in with my wife. No, she doesn't want to hear you. I'm also not calling my buddies to check. No, this is important. This is an important phone call. I got a plane to catch. I'm flying first class. Probably had some nice suit pants on.
You think girls would like that, by the way?
What?
If you checked in while you were just in the
Probably
can?
not.
What if you think they'd be able to tell?
Well, if there was a flush.
So what'd you get for lunch?
I would argue it's arguably a power move if for the other person on the other end of the line too. If you're working out a deal, you're negotiating, you're doing it from the toilet. This is how meaningful you are.
How is it a power move if in the background there's a violently loud air hand dryer going every 30 seconds? Like you have to make sure that the bathroom stall has actual paper towels that you could just foot. You can't.
Do you tell them that's my aquarium? That's my wall aquarium.
Q3 we ink it. Q1 next year we actually get boots of. You got nothing. The guy's out of there. Are you on the tarmac? Where are you?
No, that's a power move. You are this meaningless to me. You're on speakerphone while I'm taking a dump. Everybody's listening to you.
What if somebody else is next to you?
They're in on the deal too.
No, they can't be in on the deal. They don't know. They have no knowledge.
I have been
of the deal.
Those who are new to this show, our other show. I have been pitching a business model. Real business can happen on the toilet. Networking can happen on the toilet. Maybe you close a deal. There's a prospective client in the stall next to you who's got some Armani shoes on and goes, "Hey man, I would like to get on this in on this as well." I would argue you're letting everybody know I got shit going on. You don't even need to know what he's negotiating. I want to get in on that.
If you're wearing
happening
Armani
in the bathroom.
If you're wearing Armani shoes and you're and not in a private toilet and people can see them while you're
not everyone's wasting
that means
money.
You don't have nothing going on.
The chartered flights, anyone who flies on chartered flights will tell you that it is one of the biggest wastes of money. It's one of the biggest wastes of money because it's exorbitantly expensive to do that. You only do that unless you're traveling crazy far. So it's cheaper to jump in first class. So two dudes with Armani shoes absolutely could get business done in a bathroom in separate stalls. One also on the phone at the same time. You just don't know how business works.
You think they would reach a phone under just so they can conference each other in? What if they had one of those?
That's a good question.
I don't know if you've been in an office in a while, but those stupid little modules that they put in the middle of the table for conference rooms where you kind of I'm dialing everyone in from Los Angeles. Do you want to put those at the bottom of the bathrooms?
Work, by the way.
Yeah, they're terrible. It's just
Wait, can you hear us?
Equipment. Yeah.
Can you hear us?
No.
I'm just gonna put you on speakerphone.
Okay, I'm waving my arms. Can you see us?
Can you see the presentation?
No? Okay. We'll go back to a regular phone call then. Sucks. Put those in the stalls.
All right, what's your curse prop bet?
My curse prop bet. How many hours of content will Michael Jordan give NBC next year for an additional $40 million? This year, it was proposed we're going back to the 90s, and NBC is making the NBA great. And we're going back to all the great things that you loved when basketball was good and there wasn't a three-point fest and people cared about the regular season. Like, and guess what? We're bringing back Michael Jordan, who's going to be a contributor. And you're going to hear from one of the greatest of all time, the second greatest of all time, on his opinions on the current game. Dude did a 1-hour interview with Mike Tirico, and they milked it as long as they could. Tirico came out and said, was it what we wanted? Yeah, probably not. But when you get the chance to get the interview, you do it. So, do they get a full hour?
How much did they actually end up paying him?
I don't know. A ton of money.
This has to be one of the biggest broadcasting gaffes that has ever happened. See, if I was going to pay him that much money, I would have spliced the interview and I would have rearranged all of his words so he said something crazy. Like, I would have gotten something out of it. Like, you don't want to show up every single week and you don't want to come and defend yourself?
$40 million is the rumored figure annually.
For that one really bad interview.
For the
one hour long interview.
Now, the first time that it broke out, people were like, wow, this is pretty good. Look at MJ talking about the game, talking about what likes and doesn't like. And then he came back. Now let's go back to the MJ segment, week 2, and he's in the same suit. And Tariq, they obviously just chopped up another question from Tarico.
So is it? I haven't tapped into this. Well, I'm taking the under. They're definitely not going back to the well. See, I would give $100,000 to like somebody really random. Like I'm trying to think who'd be like a really random former NBA player that we could just randomly pull out of the Devin Harris. Just give me like a 30-minute. Do it with Devin Harris and ask him a bunch of non-basketball questions and just play him. Pay him $20. I'm sure that he would take.
Give
that.
Ish Smith $5,000, and he'll give you 3 hours and really tell you how he feels.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
This was whoever was in charge of this decision should be fired.
We can't afford MJ again. Is Daniel Gafford available?
Yeah, we don't have MJ money. We've got Daniel Gafford money.
We just increased our booze, our our beard budget. So now we can get Carlos Boozer. Damn it, our booze budget. Well, that would get MJ in, wouldn't it? Okay, get us out of here.
All right, everybody,
get me out of here.
Hit the subscribe button. We'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully, all your bets hit.